What is going on, guys? It's your friend MrQuaint here. I'm back on Borderlands 2 and I've got a very special build for you guys. I know a lot of you guys are itching with anticipation for the upcoming Dragon Keep DLC. Well, many of you are excited to finally get that fantasy DLC and play with a bunch of new enemy types and play in a vast open world, as we've seen through the demos. Now guys, I know a lot of different builds will be used, many people will be playing with different characters, but I've got a build I've designed specifically for this DLC in mind that I would like to share with you guys. Now, while it's designed for this DLC in particular, keep in mind this is a build that is very solid all around, and a build I would recommend using in the base game. I just found my inspiration for it within the new upcoming DLC. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and get into the build. Alright guys, allow me to give you a little backstory on this build before we begin. The build is comprised mostly by exploiting, I want to say exploiting since it is a valid tactic within the game, using the immolate glitch. And if you don't know what that is, allow me to explain. Now guys, I have not come up with this glitch. I'm not taking credit for this glitch. I've involved this glitch into a build based around it. I've seen this glitch used several times for raid bosses. And I'll in fact link you to one of my friend's videos he's done where he manages to take down Hyperious in like 4 seconds. Incredibly impressive video. Anyways, many of you are familiar with the immolate skill. What this does is boost a massive amount of fire damage to you while you're in fight for your life mode. While this might not sound that effective, there's a way where we can get this bonus damage while we're not technically in fight for your life mode. Allow me to explain. As you see, we've equipped the Breakneck Banshee class mod. What this class mod does is it reduces our max health by a large amount. Now, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the Hoplite shield. The shield also reduces our health by a large amount. When we equip these in combination, as you can see, I actually have 0 health now, guys. It's pretty crazy, but what this actually does is it tricks the game into thinking we're in fight for our life mode. Well, in fact, we're able to move around just regularly. While that seems crazy enough, we can swap out shields. That's right guys, we can equip the bee while boasting our massive 100% immolate fire damage bonus. As you can already figure, this build becomes devastating after this. The only problem is since we're rocking at 0 health, we become the very definition of an extreme glass cannon, guys. We do outstanding damage, but our survivability is very low. This makes us more of a support character in a sense. We're going to resort to more sniping in this build, and it works great when you're playing with either multiple people or playing a more conservative style. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and explain all the skills so you get a sense of the build. Whoops, wrong tab. Alright, of course we start out with phase lock. Moving on, we select Mind's Eye, and then Wreck. The reason why we get this is primarily to get res. Since this is a more multiplayer style based build, and I'm assuming you'll be playing your DLC with your friends, and the game is just generally more fun with your friends, why not select res? Alright, now moving on to the motion tree. We've put 5 and 5 in the ward. A great skill for the Siren, and especially since we don't have any health, we're really going to have to focus on our shield and whatever we can do to buff it. We've put 5 into 5 with Accelerate because that bullet speed increase is nice, especially when using snipers, and gun damage is always welcome. We've put 1 into Kinetic Reflection, so we get that 100% reflection chance for a brief amount of time, which is nice, adds to our survivability. Same with Inertia. Not really helpful, but since we put 1 point into it, we do start upping our shield right away, which is nice after killing an enemy. Since we're able to go this far down in the motion tree, we're able to grab Converge, an outstanding skill, and it really puts your enemies into position for you. Now, since we're already rocking the Breakneck Banshee, I figured let's go ahead and use that to our advantage. And what this allows us to do is gain that massive 110% movement speed from the fleet skill. I'll explain why in the world we're using this later since we have 0 health, but there's a really good reason for it. Let's move on to the last and most used tree, the Cataclysm. We've put 5 into 5 in the flicker, giving us more elemental damage, or more elemental percent, and since our elemental damage is buffed so much, this makes the skill a lot more effective. Foresight is a great skill to have. Reload speed and mag size increases are always appreciated. Helios works great with Immolate since we're gaining bonus fire damage. I can't stress that enough. Anything that's fire is very, very welcome to this build. Of course we have Immolate. I've already gone over that. Key to this build. We selected Cloud Kill since it's a game changer skill, only costing 1 point and does mix up our playstyle a lot. We've selected Reaper since we're playing with a sniper and hoping to get one-hit kills. This greatly increases our one-hit kill potential and is a fantastic skill to use. We've also selected Ruin. We don't really have any slagging weaponry with this build, and the reason for that is because we're focusing primarily on fire. Since we're focusing on fire with our weapons, we need to use some action skills and grenades to be able to slag our enemies. But because of the sheer firepower of this build, slagging is nice, but it's not necessarily a requirement. Now you might be thinking, well, this is great, but it's not very varied. That's where you're wrong. I designed this build specifically for varied playstyles. This build can take down raid bosses, it can destroy normal enemies with ease, and at the same time can allow you to traverse great distances very fast. Now you might be getting why I built this for a DLC. It has all those components in mind. We're able to take out normal enemies quickly, traverse large areas for fetch quest, and take out boss enemies quickly. With this build in place, you should be able to probably cut the DLC time down to almost half if you're trying to speedrun through, or if you just want to get past those combat zones and complete some side quests fast. This could be the build for you. Start out, we selected the Barking Pimpernel. The Barking Pimpernel is a fantastic sniper rifle and works excellently with the bee. Since we're using that, really will do a lot of damage and will get us a lot of one-hit kills, which is very, very important for this build. We've also got the Flying Sandhawk, but we technically only really care to select that in raid boss situations. And for normal purposes, we typically either swap that out with the Binary Little Eevee or one of the rubies. Moving on, we've got the Impetuous Plasma Caster. This Plasma Caster is maxed out for damage and allows us to do a lot of damage per second, especially considering it's fire-based, and since we're basing our entire build off fire elemental damage. And last but not least, we've got the Norfleet. This Norfleet has the fast gripping attachment, and as you can guess, is used primarily for second wins, but at the same time with the added fire damage bonus, we can pretty much annihilate anything in the game with this weapon. Alright guys, let's move on to some of our equipment. Now, in order to achieve these various styles I've been talking about, we need to incorporate some different equipment. So, while we will be primarily using the bee when in combat, we have a few other shields that are necessary for this build to maximize its variability. First off, we need the Hoplite in order to get to the 0 health to begin with. Without the Hoplite, this build is impossible. But, at the same time, if you want some survivability, throw on the Hoplite while if you're 0 health, and you'll be able to take a little bit of damage before going down, unlike with the bee shield. If you like to play with that, or if you like this build but you don't like being this glass cannon, I recommend sticking with just a Hoplite and taking that the Immolate bonus damage. And we've also included the Rough Rider. Well, wait, won't the Rough Rider instantly kill you? Well, not really. As you can see, we're at 0 shield and 0 health, and we're fine. Now, any damage will in fact kill us, but we are able to move around with the added fleet bonus, allowing us to cover distances at a great pace. Alright, well, let's swap back to the bee and go over the other class, or the other equipment items. Now, the great thing about this build is we really don't have to change out much. And in fact, we never have to change out our class mod. This covers our two main skills, Fleet and Immolate. We've added +6 in Fleet, because for this I felt it would be a little better to move faster than to do a little bit more bonus fire damage. Alright, we've also selected 2 Allegiance Relics that will greatly boost our build. Right now, this Allegiance Relic for the doll, for dull weaponry is used for when we're using the Firehawk, obviously, against raid bosses. Now, against general combat, we'll be sticking to the MrQuaint Allegiance Relic, giving us massive reload speed increase and a lot of damage. This will allow us to do a lot better with our standard MrQuaint's loadout. And lastly, I selected the Sticky Longbow Slag Singularity. One of my favorite grenades for slagging a room full of enemies. Might not be legendary, but it really gets the job done, and I prefer Singularity grenades to almost any other type of grenade. Alright, enough talking about the build. I'm sure you all are itching to see some gameplay. So let's get into it. First, we gotta get our health to 0, so let's equip the hoplite. Then we'll go and swap right back to the B. Now when using this build, it's a necessity to try to hide behind cover. Because again, you are the complete definition of a glass cannon. You'll be dealing out incredible, astonishing damage, but at the cost of your survivability. You're going to be weak to a lot of attacks. So the best thing you can do is gain advantageous points, like up here. So you can see we are able to completely decimate these guys. Oh, that grenade almost got us. Again, we just really want to be careful. Oh, look at that guy. Alright, as you can see from getting second wins, we get some health back. In order to fix this so we get our damage back up, swap to the hoplite, back out, then swap right back to the B and you're set. Alright. If you can land a critical, these guys are pretty much screwed. Oh wow, this guy's getting kind of close. Did you see that? That looked like 10 million to me. I might have been wrong. I wasn't looking too carefully. Alright, so again, we want to kind of stay back. Observe our radar, look for those red dots, and try to get behind some cover. Again, this is very different from how most Borderlands players play, and it takes a little bit to get used to. But once you get to, I really enjoy this style of play. Hanging back, taking your time, and just lining up those shots. It's very rewarding. Now I screwed myself there by getting out of cover, but we're prepared. Oh man, I missed completely. No, I didn't. You gotta be careful not to shoot that right at your feet. Bam. Again, North Fleet is amazing for second wins with this when we mix it with our emulate skill. Now we've got health back, so let's remedy that super quick. Bam, back to 0. Alright, let's try to hang back a little bit more. Just be a little bit more careful. Again, this style of play works a lot better when you have more people, so that they focus on your partners rather than yourself, so you can hang back and snipe at a distance. Now you might assume that we're not going to be able to take out these bikes. That's not quite the case. Alright, is this area clear? Now you might be wondering, okay, but why have the fleet skill? Well, once we swap over to the Rough Rider shield, you might think we instantly die. That's not the case. All we have to do to get that massive movement speed increase is just swap on over to a Rough Rider shield, and where we get when we need to go, and we've got some enemies in our way, all we have to do is trade back to the B shield and try to hang back. So as I previously stated, the key to its build is its incredible variability. Not only are we able to adapt to any surround or situation within the game, we're able to do so without barely having to change our equipment. In fact, in order to fight Terramorphous right now, the only thing we need to do is equip our Sandhawk, our Dal Allegiance Relic, and swap to the B. We will never have to respec for this fight, just simply swap out those 3 things, and you will be set. Alright, so let's see how this fight will turn out. As many of you know, from Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, Terramorphous has become from one of the easier bosses in the game to defeat to one of the harder, because of his vastly increased health. Now with his Immolate trick, he doesn't stand too much of a chance. As you guys can see, we're just completely mowing down his health at an outstanding rate. And whenever he's slagged, he's just receiving incredible bonus damage. You almost feel bad for the guy. Oh, where'd you go? Alright, that's the fight. You gotta be a little careful because because you're rocking 0 health. I've actually had myself die from when the little rumbling he makes when he hits the ground. Alright guys, as you can see, it's incredibly easy just to take out with this build. In fact, most raid bosses are. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. I want to thank you all for joining me, and your views really mean a lot. It means a lot knowing that people are out there actually enjoying and watching my content. If you guys enjoyed the video, or you have a suggestion, or you just think it flat out sucks, please comment below. I love to hear your opinions, even your critical ones. I can only grow through criticism. Thanks again guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, I would highly recommend you subscribing. I try to put out very unique builds and things that people haven't tried out before. And from that, I like to evolve and do larger and more in-depth videos, including my Ultimate Krieg guide, which is already out, which is I think 35 minutes long of just pure Krieg builds. And I'm almost completed my Ultimate Gunzerker guide, which should be out momentarily, following the same pattern as the Krieg build. Again guys, thanks for tuning in. And please, if you don't mind, if you enjoyed the comment or enjoyed the video, I would again recommend subscribing. Thanks again guys. Later.